And look, just on that point, while the Greens were happy to suggest that stabbing Jews in Manchester was understandable, given Australian arms sales, Labor's Industry Minister Tim Ayres was defending the rights of pro-Palestinian demonstrators to march on the Opera House next weekend.
We want to see them do it in a respectful way that isn't about bringing conflict here to Australia. I think that there's many people who would think that it was insensitive timing, but people have got a right to protest.
I would love to know what Tim Ayres is smoking. Holding a demonstration in support of Palestine to mark the 2-year anniversary of the slaughter of Israelis by Palestinians is not respectful. So I don't know how he's hoping for a respectful protest. And as for his suggestion that a pro-Palestinian protest should be done in a way that is not about bringing conflict to Australia, has he been hiding under a rock for the past 2 years?
You know, where has he been with the blinkers on? And look, if you don't believe us, have a listen to pro-Palestine protesters themselves on the streets of Sydney this weekend, insisting they have a right to bring the city to a standstill because of events in Gaza.
We're in Sydney at a protest for the flotilla, and after some talks we have shut down the street, we have shut down the railway, because as long as the flotilla has been seized by the occupying forces, the whole world must be shut down. Free Palestine!
We're here in Sydney where we're doing step action. The protesters here have decided enough is enough. No more following this rule-based order. There's no more rules. This is it. People are taking action. The people have decided, they've cracked. This is enough. They said that's enough. We protested. We've raised our voice. They said that's enough. It's disruption time now. It's time to cause civil disobedience. This is the only way to stop the genocide.
Yeah, welcome to Sydney in 2025, James. Firstly, they were out there protesting against the fact that Greta Thunberg's flotilla was stopped by the IDF. So they think that Greta and her merry band of followers, James, are the real victims in this tragedy.
But what has that got to do with Sydney?
And exactly the point. Secondly, I think that this sort of sentiment should worry all of us. There's no more rules. Nobody is now going to follow a rules-based order. Time to cause civil disobedience. Again, goes to the point we said earlier. I just don't recognise this country anymore, James.
And again, the fault is with people like Tim Ayres who say we'd like the protest to be one that's not divisive and bringing overseas conflicts to Australia. How can you say that after 2 years of protests every weekend that bring overseas conflicts to Australia? As for the Opera House protest, I'm not sure what they're protesting against. Are they protesting against peace? Because there's a peace plan on the table.
I was going to say, have we heard from any of them? Have they come out and said, yes, fantastic, there's a peace plan? No, none of them.
You know, I said on Friday, we need to stop calling them protests because they're actually demonstrations. And what they are demonstrating, by their own admission, you heard them there, is that we are in charge, we do what we want. Do you remember the Sydney Harbour Bridge protest?
Yeah.
And there were activists saying, we own this bridge, this is our... Do you remember them saying that?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
now, all right, it's just rhetoric, but it demonstrates the kind of lawlessness and the arrogance that has crept into these people now. But again, they've been given licence, haven't they?
Of course they have. Well, of course, when Anthony Albanese and other world leaders, they went to the UN a couple of weeks ago and recognised Palestine, that's only further emboldened these people because they think that their cause is completely worth it. And I just don't think we have any control, James, over the culture that we are trying to create in this country anymore.
And so I'll go back to Tim Ayres. That's where you then get government ministers saying, well, I hope it's peaceful and I hope it's not divisive. They've created a monster.
Exactly.
And now the best they can do is say, please, we'd really like you to, calm it down if you would, please. It shows where all the power and control is.
Yeah.
And that's why it is a demonstration. They are demonstrating to the country, we do what we like and try and stop us.
Exactly.
It's incredible.